What's going on, guys? I'm Simple Simon. Welcome to Simple MMA Talk. It's been a while since my last one. It's weird because 2020 was such a mixed martial arts filled year, and I hardly did any MMA content on my channel, but there's a massive card next week, so I figured I should give my 2 cents, and there's 3 fights on that card that I'm going to talk about. Let's do this. Alright, so before I get started on these fights, I just want to mention that I did watch the Max Holloway and Cater card last night, and oh my god, what a card to start the year off. That whole main card was absolute off the chain. First round knockouts in the first few fights. I love the Leech, big fan of him, and I was very surprised he was able to take out Ponzinibbio. But yeah, such a good card, and obviously the Condit Brown fight, loved it. I wish they spent more time on the feet. Good matchup of our veterans. I really enjoyed that fight, and the main event was just like, oh my god. Max Holloway, one of the best performances I think I've ever seen from anyone was his fight against Ortega. This one may have topped it, just because when you talk about great performances, like when you can put on a performance like that against a guy as good as Calvin Kattar or Brian Ortega, that's just speaks for itself. So yeah, I was absolutely blown away by the first card of the year. But anyway, the first of the 3 fights I'm going to talk about on next weekend's card, which is obviously Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, is Jessica Eye versus Joanne Calderwood. I'm a big fan of Joanne Calderwood. Jessica Eye, not so much. But from memory, I'm pretty sure Jessica Eye has looked decent in her last couple of fights, maybe. Her boxing's not bad, but I'll just never forgive her for this one fight I remember her for being in. I can't remember who her opponent was, but it was just a snooze fest. Neither fighter would engage, and it was just 3 rounds of nothing, and I'll never forgive her for that. So I don't understand the hype behind her. Joanne Calderwood, on the other hand, is I love watching her fight. She really brings it, although she's not that consistent, I feel like sometimes. She started off her UFC career really strong, and the few losses that she had just really shocked me. So yeah, but I'm hoping that Joanne really shows up in this clash. I think it can go either way. Obviously Jessica Eye, as much as I like to badmouth her, you know, she does have skills, she does have good boxing, but I think Joanne Calderwood might be more well-rounded, and I think she's probably going to bring the fight more. She could get tagged, who knows, but I'm going to go for Joanne on this one because I just think she brings the action, and she's pretty well-rounded everywhere. Alright, so the co-main event I'm super excited about, Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler. I haven't watched Chandler fight for a hot minute. In fact, the last time I remember watching his fight in full, I've watched obviously his replays, like I know he finished Benson Henderson, he's had a few good fights recently, but the last time I remember him watching an event where he fought was, can't remember his opponent, but it was the one where he hurt his ankle. Yeah, so the last time I saw Chandler perform was when he injured himself, hurt his ankle, and they stopped the fight a little bit prematurely, but he's probably not looking good anyway. But I have seen Michael Chandler fight before, obviously his classic bouts with Eddie Alvarez, 2 amazing fights, and he's very, very good. He reminds me a lot of Frankie Edgar. In fact, I think he might actually train, or maybe used to train with Frankie Edgar. Very similar style, good boxing, good wrestling, very well rounded, very fast. Dan Hooker, on the other hand, is like a master striker in my mind, and also very good on the ground and very well rounded. He's got really good chokes. This is Chandler's debut, so it's a big fight for him to impress in his debut, and you know what they always say, the octagon jitters. I don't know, I don't have faith in Chandler's debut. I think Dan Hooker is a massive challenge for him for his first fight in the UFC. I think Hooker is too long, too rangy. He's got really good striking, so I think Chandler's a little bit too small to deal with Hooker's striking, although I must say I think Hooker starts off a little slow, so I think Chandler, if he gets off to a good start, he could have some success, but Hooker is one tough son of a bitch. He's not an easy person to put away, so I'm going to go with Dan Hooker. I think he, over the course of maybe 3 rounds, is going to look much better in the striking, and either outpoint Chandler in 3 rounds or potentially finish him both ways. He could choke him out, or he could knock him out, but I reckon it's more likely to be a knockout by Dan Hooker, and that is my pick. Now the main event, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, the rematch. The first time they fought, Conor finished him in like under a minute or something like that. It was real quick. I actually started this video without knowing who I'm going to pick. So this is going to be a live pick from me. When they first announced this fight, that was the rematch, I straight off thought Poirier all day, right? Poirier has stayed active. He's looked fantastic. In fact, what I said about Max Holloway before, one of the greatest performances that I've ever seen. Dustin Poirier has also put on one of the best performances I've ever seen when he beat Max Holloway. I did not expect Holloway to lose to Poirier, especially coming off that Ortega fight. So Poirier just put on absolute amazing performance in that fight, but he also did have his moments where Holloway fought back and, you know, looked like he was going to take over. I thought Poirier looked quite good against Khabib too. Poirier's become very dangerous. He's very, very tough. And yeah, at first I was just like, Poirier all day. You've got to pick Poirier for this rematch, right? Conor McGregor, obviously hard to look past. My whole thing on that first fight was, I feel like Conor landed a lucky punch. I know some people say there's no such thing as a lucky punch, but like he kind of clipped him in a really weird position. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do that again because Poirier's gotten so much better since their first fight. So yeah, like literally I was Poirier all the way up until maybe this last week. I started to think, nah, maybe Conor. My reason being is because I think Poirier is tougher than Conor McGregor, but Conor McGregor's got a way better chin than Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier can get knocked out. He's been knocked out a few times in his career. And yeah, I just think I don't have faith in Poirier's chin. So I feel like Poirier's best chance is to try to survive those first 2 rounds. If he survives those first 2 rounds, it's Poirier. It's his match for the taking, really. Everyone obviously talks about Conor McGregor and his gas tank. He does fade as the fight goes on. But yeah, Conor's striking obviously is absolutely phenomenal, so I can't look past it. He's lost me as a fan, so I think that's why I kind of try to look for his flaws rather than talk about his talents. So yeah, you can't deny his stand-up, absolutely one of the best in the sport. His footwork's out of control, his timing, everything. So I think Poirier has to fight this fight very strategically. He doesn't want to obviously charge in, do anything silly. He wants to be cautious in those first 2 rounds, but I just feel like the longer this goes on, he has more chances of winning, and he has more ways of winning. Like Conor McGregor ain't tapping out Dustin Poirier, but Dustin Poirier could absolutely choke out McGregor easily, right? I just think, I don't know who to pick because I'm just like, I'm sick of banking on the knockout. I'm sick of saying this guy gets knocked out all the time and this guy knocks people out, he's going to win. And so often that doesn't happen. But I just feel like, Conor's going to become so big if he wins this fight. And I feel like if he loses, it's going to all go away very quickly. Conor has not been active enough to really keep people's interest in him. Like for example, when he announced his retirement last time, literally I was just like, I don't care, and I don't think anyone else does either. It's a tough one. I really want to pick Poirier because I kind of am leaning towards him who I want to win. But it's still tough to pick against Conor looking good in those first 2 rounds. I think Conor could easily clip Poirier, and if he hurts Poirier, Conor's a tough guy to avoid getting finished once you hurt. So I think I'm going to go with McGregor. But I'm just saying Poirier has a great chance of winning this fight and really putting McGregor back in his place. And that's what I'd prefer to see, to be honest. But yeah, I just have no faith in Poirier's chin against a hitter like McGregor. So I'm going to go with Conor McGregor on this one. Am I sure I want to go with Conor? Yeah, fuck it. I'll just go with Conor. Alright, but just saying, if I don't know who the underdog is in this fight, I'm going to guess Poirier is. He's not a bad bet for an underdog, alright? So that is my pick for the Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier rematch. As far as the MMA stuff on my channel, I don't want to go away completely. I'm definitely doing a lot less of it. And I still want to do some different type of stuff. Apart from predictions, I would like to do my top 5 list and things like that. And I do plan on doing that at some point this year, hopefully soon. So anyway, if you guys do watch my MMA videos and you enjoy it, thank you very much. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and also if you like comic books, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, until next time, keep it simple.